I find her character really cringy.
I think she's unlikable. You're not the only one. All right, welcome to the Monarch Experience Podcast. Here at the Monarch Experience Podcast, we are all about giving students the platform to be able to voice their opinions about what matters most to them. And today, here's what matters most. Cobra Kai, Season 5. Rika from Season 3. Rika from Season 4. Rika's back for Season 5. And we're going to be talking about all things Cobra Kai Season 5 and also all things in the whole Cobra Kai universe as a whole. If you are a Cobra Kai fan or Karate Kid fan or you're thinking about getting into watching the show, definitely this is something for you to listen to. But before we jump right into this amazing conversation with Rika, make sure that you're following us on social media. You can follow us on Snapchat at the Monarch Experience Podcast. You could follow us on TikTok at Monarch XP. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter at the Monarch XP as well. Super excited for big things this year. We have our very own podcast club. So that just means we've got more eyes, more hands involved in the podcast. More creativity that's going to be flowing. More people are going to be creating content. Again, I have to give a major thank you to 3 amazing people who are now in high school. Shreya, Rohan, and Umar, thanks so much for being a part of the Content Creator Specialist last year. It really kind of, in a way, has become the dry run or like the trial for me to help understand what I wanted to happen with the podcasting club and just having tons and tons of students be able to have their hands in this podcast, because that's what this podcast is. It's for students, created by students. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk all things Cobra Kai Season 5 with Rika. For the third year in a row, for the third Cobra Kai review in a row, we've got the wonderful, the former Memorial student, Rika. Rika, how's it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful, and I'm pumped that we're doing this. You ready to carry the load here?
Definitely.
It's going to be the Rika show. We go back with student council. You have been on 3 episodes of the same,
franchise.
Yeah, same franchise. Yeah, right? Like you are the franchise, I think, when it comes to the Monarch Experience Podcast's reviews of Cobra Kai. So we're gonna be chatting about Cobra Kai Season 5, overall what our thoughts were on it, some story arcs that we thought were worth noting. Major themes that really jumped out at us, talking about favorite scenes, talking about Kreese, talking about whether or not we even liked it or not, and things that we're thinking that they can go from here, and what to expect with Season 6. So, Rico, you ready to jump into it?
Yes.
Me too. Let's do it. Okay, so I think one of the biggest things was, let's kind of jump around a little bit. What were your overall thoughts on the season? We'll have time to dive in on specific things and whatnot, but you and I were talking before we hit record, and you had some strong feelings, as did I, on overall Season 5 Cobra Kai. What was your thought?
I feel like this entire season was more of a drag, and it didn't have that many interesting parts to it. It was just more like we're mending relationships, and it was mostly setting up the next season than it had any action. The only fun part of it that was actually worth it was Robbie and Miguel fighting it out and actually getting together after like 4 seasons of animosity. And
which was kind of fitting with Johnny Lawrence and
LaRusso.
And LaRusso, right? Like fighting it out, and then finally, what was it, Season 4, I guess, where they officially came together. So you got 1 season behind Robbie and Miguel.
Yeah. So also at the beginning of the season, when Miguel ran away and went to Mexico to find his dad, when he finally realized that his mom did what was best for him and went back, that was like actually a good and touching scene.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these characters, they seem like, even though you can tell they have families, it's not like, it seems like they're not involved. Like, what parent would let their kid do Cobra Kai and stuff like this?
Yeah, that's something 5 seasons in, or 5 years, I guess, of this. Like, all I keep thinking is like, how is this business still like
Exactly.
thriving? Like, how did it not get shut down? How did it not get canceled?
Exactly. And how do their parents not notice when their kids come back with like bloody hands from being forced to punch stones?
Right, or broken arms, and they're like, it's karate, it's good. Like, yeah, this is. How does child services not get involved? Like, these are all minors. Like, if the parents are going to be negligent in real life, the parents and the kids and Terry Silver, they'd all be taken away.
The only reason why perhaps CPS wouldn't be called in like these past 2 seasons is because of Silver.
Okay,
but before that, like, there has to have been someone who called the cops.
yeah. Right, someone who's just like, hey, enough with this karate nonsense. Like, you guys are killing each other. Because really, what stood out to me with, I know we're trying to talk about season 5, but like this whole thing is that it's really just gang warfare. Like they made it basically where it's gang fighting on the streets, with minors. And it's like initiating into like the gang. Turf wars, like, this is where our gang hangs out. They did that at the water park. It was like, I guess we're gonna have to hang out on this side of the water park. Like, it's gang warfare. The only thing is they're like,
water park. It's a water park.
It's a water park. And of course, like every 80s kind of show, and I mean, obviously it's based off of 80s teen movies and whatnot, but every kid in high school is at the water park on that day, of course, because that's what happens in this town. There's only one water park or one thing to do.
And I like, there's so many people in like the valley in California or wherever they are.
Yeah.
It's like, there's got to be more people all over the place. People need to be seeing this. Like, if the All Valley tournament is supposed to be such a big deal, then how do they not notice that something is wrong? And if there are so many people participating, then could they not tell when in season 4, when Sam clearly scored a point and Tori did not, and they gave the point to Tori instead?
Right? I mean, like, come on. Like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff where, like, I like how we're taking a realistic approach. Like, child services must have been called at this point.
And in season 5, when there was a competition between like Miyagi-Do, Eagle Fang, and Cobra Kai, when they were fighting for the Sekai Taikai spot, the judges in the back, they're in a world-class karate competition. Could they not tell when there was a point? Did they really need a local ref that most definitely could be bribed by Silver?
Right, I know. And then, like, knowing that about there's just so much, like, I mean, if you take this approach to watching the show, I think it's hard to enjoy it. And I wonder if that contributed to my enjoyment of the season, where I found myself, maybe it's just fatigue from the show, but found myself kind of like just nitpicking, almost to just be like that nudge of like, no, that wouldn't really happen. Rika, so I'm getting the feeling you didn't love season 5.
I most definitely did not. It was not nearly as good as season 4 or even season 3. Like,
yeah, I agree.
They all had important character building parts.
Yes.
And what I didn't get was that Daniel and Amanda had been together for like years, and they've shared stuff with each other. And how come Amanda does not know the effect that Silver has had on him? Like,
I know.
He has the right to be mad and want to take him down, and she does not understand that. And she's just like, "I'm leaving you. I need a break." And like, all he did was accidentally knock down a couple of bonsais because he thought that Silver talked bad about you. Like, he's trying to support everyone here, and he's getting like hated on.
Yeah, and I think that was done really well, where my wife and I, when we were watching it, we both were like, oh, Danny, how did you not see that coming? Like, of course Silver's got you, like, wrapped around his finger, like, like, he's got you under control. I agree with that, though. Like, I felt like that was a little bit not believable, and I guess maybe that's going to be a major theme for us as we're talking about this, where I just felt like they've been married for how long, and she clearly knows how important karate and Miyagi-Do and like his entire backstory is in his life, and how much it's affected him and shaped him to become who he is. How do you not know all of the Terry Silver kind of like that backstory? I felt like that was a weak way of like, let's make Danny have a hard time now.
Yeah. I also like that after they brought in Kumiko in the earlier season, they brought her back
Yes.
for Chosen.
Yeah, I
Because
did too.
he also needs someone, because everybody has a partner, because now Daniel and Amanda, that was like set in stone a while ago. We have Johnny and Carmen. Kreese and Silver are their own people.
Yeah.
We don't they're out of the picture.
Well, they're your
And
antagonists, right? So they don't
yeah,
need a
yeah.
person to help them move
I
forward
mean,
or grow.
Kreese did have someone, and that's why he became like this.
True.
So I guess that counts.
Or you could count
But
Tori as his person.
So when he was in prison and Tori was visiting Kreese, when he said granddaughter, I wasn't looking at the subtitles and I didn't hear the quotes in them.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, since when are they grandfather and grandchild?
Yeah. Let's kind of circle back for a second. So what overall, if you were to say just good or bad, no in between, what would you say season 5 was?
Bad.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night. Yeah, and look, that's not to say that they're not really good things that were a part of it. I'm sure we'll talk about those in specific detail as we go. But I got to agree with you. I felt like, I don't think it was terrible, but I found myself watching it, and unlike the other 4 seasons, I was not like, ooh, one more. Like, to me,
I had to take so many breaks
too.
to keep watching it.
Me too. And there was no, like, Cobra Kai, like, my wife and I will binge that and watch it in, like, 2 days usually, 3 days if like we have other stuff going on. And this one we just kind of felt like it was just a show. We were like, okay, we'll watch it when we have time. It
took me 2.5 weeks to get through it.
Yeah, there was really nothing that happened. And I did like the Miguel stuff in the beginning, because I really thought his dad, I really believed that his dad was a good dude. And I thought it was just going to be no misconception. So the way that they switched it, I kind of was really shocked. Not shocked, but I was kind of impressed by the actor, because I really just, this guy looks like a family guy. Like, I don't see any bad thing about him. And I thought that was important for Miguel, the character, to see that, and to see that, like, hey, you've got a mom and she is more than enough. She is more than capable. You don't need that dude to be your father. So I thought that was good. But then that whole middle of like episodes 3 through 11 was just, what are we doing? We're spinning our wheels.
The entire season was just filler episodes.
Yes. Yeah. And you said it was like a setup to season 6. I couldn't agree more. It felt like it was just one giant setup.
The part that really, really got me that didn't get me interested in it, was how cringy and cliche it was. Because I saw every single part of it coming. Like, every time they went to Silver's house, I knew they were going to get their butts kicked.
Of course.
Because who came up with the idea that them going to Silver's house while they were all drunk was a good idea? Like, their justification was that he wouldn't see it coming because they were all drunk.
Yeah, that's some bad logic right there.
That is some really bad logic. I'm going to get... it just didn't make sense. That was one that didn't make sense. And there was some really... Okay, honestly, I just don't like Sam. I found her character really cringy.
I think she's unlikable. You're not the only one. My wife felt the same way. I kind of felt the same way. Do you think that she is spoiled?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Do you think that makes it hard, I think, for an audience to
relate to her
and then to root for her? Because why would you relate or root for someone that comes across as if she's had it all and there's no obstacle that she's overcoming?
Exactly. And Sam as a whole, she broke up with Miguel, and when he really wanted to make it work, and he was going through some stuff as well, and she was just like, you didn't ask about me and all that, and she was just acting so entitled at the beginning of the season. And then when he wanted to make it up to her and bought her a necklace with all of his savings, and he just dropped it because she broke up with him, that was really sad. And then after that, when what was that? When she goes to the party to celebrate and she sees Miguel like kissing someone else, she just freaks out. She's like, you're the one who broke up with him. Like, what are you mad about? You have no right to be mad.
Yeah, I think they kind of made her character feel a little bit one-dimensional in that sense, and maybe even a little bit stereotypical, which I think is a little bit unfair. But to their credit, I mean, she is the daughter of Daniel LaRusso, and Daniel, I feel like, he was portrayed the same kind of way to some people in Karate Kid, where some people are like, Daniel was the villain. Like, there's this whole subculture that existed prior to Cobra Kai, where it was, Daniel LaRusso, he's the real villain. He's the real bully. Like, sure, he had the obstacles in the beginning, but then when you look at a lot of the things that he did, like, he kind of is unlikable. And I think that's what made the first couple seasons so great, was that they really made you feel, they humanized Johnny Lawrence in the beginning, and then they, at the same time, made him look like, what a loser. This is why he's a loser. Yeah. And then they did the same thing with Daniel.
In the first few seasons, I feel like Daniel was a protagonist, but somehow anti-hero. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think because Johnny or Daniel was the anti-hero.
I feel like Daniel, because he was portrayed poorly to Johnny.
Yeah,
because Johnny was kind of like, even though he wasn't the protagonist, there was like focus on him being the good guy in his own sense.
In his own world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back to Sam. I want to say
sorry, we're jumping everywhere. Sam, hate on her, do it.
No, not hate on her. I was going to say that no hate to the actress, but I feel like she didn't portray what Sam should have been like really well. Like, even if she was supposed to be a fairly unlikable character, I feel like she didn't put a lot of emotion into the character, because I was talking to my dad about it because we were watching it together, and he told me that apparently when the actress for Sam took the role, she didn't understand the significance behind it, because she didn't really watch Karate Kid and all that. And it was her boyfriend who pushed her to take the role, because he's like a major Karate Kid fan. So she didn't really want to take it. She was just like, all right, it's like another thing to my portfolio. I don't care. Kind of thing. And so I feel like that's really visible in her roles, because she doesn't really seem that into it. Because I understand that she's supposed to have a lot of trauma, but that one thing from Tori, like scratching her on her arm, is like traumatizing her so much that she can't even think straight anymore, is kind of like unbelievable, especially considering that her boyfriend that she broke up with has a broken back because of her ex-boyfriend.
Going back to like the whole Miguel thing, like, it's really hard. Miguel's been a little bit, unlikable at times, but Miguel is just such a dude you want to root for. Like, he's single parent home, and he's trying to go out and search for who his father is, and he's trying to get back the girl after, things didn't go the way he hoped they would, and he broke his back. And like, it's hard to not want to root for the guy who broke his back and came back from it, right?
And what I really loved was that after the fight with Robbie and Miguel, when Johnny let it slip that Carmen and they were gonna have a baby, they weren't like, oh my god, is this why you like brought us together? Is this your whole ulterior motive? They were just genuinely happy.
Yeah. They reacted, I think, to the news in a realistically. Yeah, and realistically too. Like, I think that's kind of how you would react, where you're like, wait, oh my god, really? Instead of like, wait, what were your ulterior motives? Right, which just feels too...
which happens to come up in a lot of shows, because I was expecting that.
Yeah.
But it was a really happy moment. It was like, oh my god, I'm so happy for you.
I agree, and I think that kind of leads us to one of the big themes that I saw so much of, which was moving forward is a major theme this season. And again, like, I really didn't love this season. I still love the show. I'm still going to watch season 6 as soon as it comes out. I'm still going to reach out to you when season 6 comes out. But like, I just felt like this season was really about moving forward, was like a huge theme. Johnny was, when he was at the club talking to Chosen and saying like, you can't focus on the present. I realized like, focusing on the present and not focusing on the past, and like how he talked about that one kick like ruined his life, and it's like, get over it. And I think that it was a major theme, and Tori trying to move forward and get out of Cobra Kai, and I think the way for her to move forward was to get out of where she currently was. We talked about Robbie and Miguel, but I think like those were like the really interesting character journeys that I saw. Was just trying to not be stuck in the past. And the adults are the worst ones, because the adults were always the ones stuck in the past.
Agree. It didn't occur to me until Daniel said it that Johnny is the reason why all of this started because he brought back Cobra Kai when it wasn't necessary.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which is so great because Johnny is so lovable now, but when you want to point blame,
yeah, and he's the one who really wants to destroy it now because he understands what he's done wrong. It's not just like, it wasn't my fault. I was going through something. He was like, it was my fault, and I will fix it kind of thing.
Moving forward, right? Like taking accountability and moving forward.
And now Johnny is also here for Carmen and the incoming kid.
Yeah, incoming.
It's better than saying upcoming kid. It's not like it's an event.
That's true. Like there's an upcoming child. But that's how he's going to move forward, right? His character is he's going to, and they focused on this a lot, and it was kind of adorable him trying to baby-proof his house. But I think that's where you can see he's trying. You can see he's trying to move forward, and he even acknowledged at one point where he was talking to his ex-wife, and he says, I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I did. Like I'm not gonna dwell in the past, but I also have an opportunity to fix it by not focusing on the past for once. So I think it's really cool seeing Johnny do that.
And the scene where he puts his house back together and the baby proofing part, I feel like it brought back the spirit of season 1.
Yes,
because that's, the way he was super untidy, and then he started cleaning up a little because he met Miguel, and then that kind of stuff. And then when it happened this season, and he creates the whole sheriff county jail kind of thing.
Oh my god, which was amazing because that was, that I think that was something I felt didn't happen as frequently in the other seasons where there wasn't that charming or goofy or kind of over the top laugh out loud kind of moments where I felt like season 1 through 4 just was littered with them. It did a great job of balancing the serious with the funny, but that whole Wild Western thing, and then I don't know how to get out, we're stuck was so funny. The key down the drain was, oh my god, very Johnny, right? So funny, and and that's kind of where I was okay, finally, they're getting back to what made this series so great. Any other moving forward being a major theme? I know you mentioned Chosen and Kumiko.
Yeah, so the scene. Okay, so the scene where he called Kumiko and was like, "I did a good thing by coming here," and all that, and that he's excited to see her again. The music in the background was so foreboding. I was like, someone else is gonna be listening in and is gonna do something.
When he was on the on the side of the club.
No, in the background, when he was talking, the background music was so somber.
I didn't even pick up on that. Yeah.
I listen to the background music a lot. It's my thing.
No, I love that.
I was listening to that because it's kind of become a habit now because in a lot of the movies I watch, the music plays a big role.
Oh yeah.
Because for example, in the spy movies, when it's supposed to be a supposedly lighthearted conversation, it's sometimes really dark music because that conversation is going to come back to haunt them.
Oh, I love that.
Kind of thing. So I started picking up on that kind of stuff, and I noticed that the music was really scary. So I thought either someone's listening in, someone's gonna get killed, either Kumiko or Chosen. If Kumiko dies, then Daniel is gonna be broken beyond repair.
Yeah.
And Chosen too, obviously for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And if Chosen dies, then if anybody dies, it's gonna affect Daniel really badly.
Yeah. So with the dying part, I thought. Maybe as I'm kind of trying to replay this in my head now, I wonder if that scene was supposed to foreshadow the clickbait of Chosen dying. The scene where he looks like he's left for dead, and that's a lot of blood. So, and he wasn't moving. He wasn't just ow, ooh, my back. He was just just not moving. In a puddle of water. So, I wonder if that was maybe foreshadowing. That and in a way, in a sick way, I was kind of when Chosen died. Character's amazing. He's so funny. He's so important. I love that how much they've included him. I guess in my head I was thinking okay, so he cleansed himself and confessed and kind of had that really deep moment with Kumiko, even though it was her voicemail. I wonder if all right, he's good now. He's got it off his chest, like his character can die in a way, and that's a way for the other characters to move forward and maybe end this thing. But then when he didn't die, I was like, so what was all that for?
Exactly. I feel like if the next season has to be the finale, I really hope so.
I mean, I guess the show's too lighthearted.
Yeah.
The show's too lighthearted for someone to die, so I guess when I saw Chosen, it was like, oh, this is what they've been building towards.
Yeah, but even though I agree, it is quite lighthearted for someone to die easily.
Yeah.
But I feel like really someone should have died in that scene with like all of those fighters with all like those really finely trained Korean karate artists.
Yeah.
And Silver and all that, who creates his own silver bullet kind of stuff. I feel like people who are drunk fighting against those skilled people and winning
should have no chance.
Should have no chance, and it's really unrealistic. So at least someone should have died.
Yeah, I guess
if Chosen stayed dead, I would have been like really sad, but it would make sense. At least someone needs to die next season.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't even know then, like if anyone needs to die next season, because I feel like then you have to do another season after that in some kind of way to grow from it or avenge or something. So I thought that was going to be the way for them to move forward. Was like, wow, look at the reality of what this whole gang fight has, like what the consequences are. So for that, I kind of was a little bit thrown off. And then obviously we talked about Miguel moving forward by trying to go backwards and realizing that there's nothing backwards for him in his past, and that the best thing for him was moving forward.
And I also feel that while they were in prison visiting Kreese for help with Silver kind of stuff, when Daniel baited him with the lawyer's number and didn't give it to him after Kreese gave him all the information, considering how much of a vengeful person Kreese is, I feel like he's definitely coming back for like some sort of anger. Yeah,
so let's talk about Kreese right now, I guess. I was dead wrong, so I have to be the first one to admit that. Last season on this podcast, I talked very, very passionately or arrogantly that I felt so confident that Kreese was going to, since the season ended with him going to jail because of Silver, that Kreese would be the person that helps Johnny and Daniel defeat Silver, and that he would turn. He would become your good guy.
He did in his own way. It's the most he could do.
Yeah.
Because he is not one to trust people, especially because of all that, like how you could tell that he was really affected by Johnny saying that he wanted to get rid of his legacy. Yeah. And erase his name kind of thing.
Because that's all he has is his legacy.
Yeah. So that's all he has left. And because his dead girlfriend and all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of trauma going on. And when the only person he considered his own son, as you can see in the flashback as well. Yeah. Like, if a person you kind of adopt to be your son betrays you, because honestly, it was Kreese's fault in the first place, but betrays you in your sense, then it's kind of hurtful and you don't want to go back to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's fair.
So I feel like he's going to come back for revenge, but only against Daniel because he still doesn't want to hurt Johnny.
Oh, interesting. So the other thing that I was wrong about was I said that in order for him to turn and be a true hero in what I thought was going to happen this season to help take down Silver was that Kreese was going to have to die. I thought that...
He did.
He did, right? Well, listen, when he died, I definitely was thinking... I was thinking exactly to everything I said, and I was like, wait... So he just dies like a punk in prison. That's it. Like there's no like comeuppance for anyone else.
It was so obvious that he wasn't dead because the Kreese that we know would have pulled out his karate moves to like stop the people rather than just stand there. So obviously he wasn't dead.
I will say this: when he did, so I was definitely wrong on that, and I really thought I still am holding out hope that. This show is a story about the three main characters from Karate Kid. Kreese, Johnny Lawrence, and LaRusso. So I think, they try to take him down, and I wonder, do you just go back to Kreese being the baddie bad villain in the new season, or is there some kind of new layer to him that they unpeel, which makes him a little bit more complicated?
I feel like there's definitely going to be a new layer to
Okay.
him, but I don't think that's going to make him a good person per se. Like, because he still has his like heart set on Cobra Kai,
Yeah.
and right now after Silver was arrested, Cobra Kai has to be a part of the Sekai Taikai that they spent the entire season building up.
Oh.
So when they also need a sensei. The students just can't go fight by themselves. And the Korean teacher lady, I forgot her name. Is probably just gonna leave since Silver is no longer paying her.
She was the most boring, stereotypical, like intense teacher villain imaginable, where every line she said I was cringing just thinking like, oh my god,
the most poorly written character in the entire show thus far.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like
she was a henchman. She had no purpose.
Exactly. Tori had her own reasons to do her stuff, and even though she came up with a lie, it was kind of believable. But she was just like, it's a lie, and she makes her punch a wall.
Yeah.
Like, so beautiful, amazing dialogue.
yeah, that exactly. She may have been a fantastic actress in her own right, but the writing for her was terrible because I just didn't care about her. I just felt like every time she talked, she was the second henchman to Silver, and they did nothing to. They've been doing such a great job with building in new villain or new character, and then building them up for the next season. And that was a major theme. I know we talked about, I think, either season 3 or 4, where the current villain gets overtaken by a new villain. And, they did that with bringing in Kreese at the end of, I think, season 1, and then bringing in Terry Silver
at the end of season 3.
to overtake Kreese. And I just felt like, who's going to, I guess Kreese, kind of does that and just kind of overtakes him again.
Yeah.
But I could tell.
I feel like that would be the full, like, the full circle ending. Because it started with Kreese. And if in the middle it was Kreese again, that was good, but bringing in but bringing him back for the final season as the main villain, but not like a pure evil like Silver,
He's
would
more
be
complex
a really
now.
good ending.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I'm sure you're catching on that. Like, I really love the hero turns and like realizes the error of his ways kind of motif. And I'm still holding out hope for that because I think Kreese has layers that you can root for him. I still think he needs to die in order for that to happen. I don't know. I guess I'm sick like that. Like.
No,
like he
it makes sense when you watched a lot.
Yeah,
it makes sense when you watched a lot or read a lot, and you know that a character is getting a little stale, even though they're interesting.
Yeah,
like they're just there and the same stuff repeating. You need little change.
And if you're gonna have a character, hey, you said it on me. He needs to die. But I also think that if you're gonna have a character that does die, and nobody dies in this show, right? So the first person to die needs to have meaning. There's got to be some kind of significant purpose for the death.
Yeah, it's not. Some shows do it really poorly.
Yeah,
where they just have to kill off a character, so they just like. There's a big fight and they end up running onto a road and a truck crushes into them or something. Like that's those characters don't deserve that kind of ending, especially when they're big shots.
Yes.
So they either go down in a fight, or this wouldn't work for the season, or you bring in another character who basically destroys them. Yeah. But that would just create a whole nother cycle, and that's not worth it.
And then you're just killing Kreese just for shock value. There's no lesson to be learned. There's no coming of age or aha moment for him.
Or the other one would be him, like, unaliving himself.
Okay.
Which might not work for him unless something gets a little extreme with both Johnnies, like Lawrence and Kreese. Okay. So unless it gets a little extreme, and even though Kreese has been like the war has like mental blocks against any sort of pain, I feel like if Johnny does anything more to like absolutely hurt Kreese, I feel like there is a chance that Kreese would give up.
Okay, I think that's fair. One more thing on Kreese. We were talking before we started recording about the hilarity of him being the most known. Go ahead. You said it. You said it great. And this is a major like problem. I think you and I both kind of had was I think if you're gonna go here, I'll say this before you break down the ending of it. I think if you're gonna go funny and goofy and over the top like this show has gone, you need to go all in like they have.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go serious, you need to go all in. I think they got caught somewhere.
A weird mix of the two.
They got caught in the middle, I think, this season. What was your issue with Kreese rising from the dead?
So after he just goes from the morgue, from the autopsy and all that, he just walks out after like beating up the scientists.
Yeah.
And just because he's wearing the doctor's robes, he's just like walking out. Nobody cares whether he's wearing shoes or not. And like he's supposed to be a big shot in the prison and like the sensei of the place, and everybody knows his face, but somehow the guards and everyone rushing in to see what happened does not recognize him just because he's wearing white. And he just walks out and there's no alarms going off. Like, what is this prison?
Yeah, right. What is this prison? I agree. I mean, if everybody in the valley is this into karate, they need to know what his face is. I did feel like when they killed him and then they zoomed out and they just showed the pool of blood.
Yeah.
I just remember saying like, "That's it? He dies like a punk. Like that's it. Just that's it. He just gets stabbed. No purpose. You don't see it coming. There's no reason for it. It's just another prisoner just shanks him, and then and maybe I missed something. Maybe there was a conversation between him and that guy. I just didn't see it. Like they're fighting over like what? Like like a cup of fruit. Like this is my the Jello. Yeah, it's my Jello. Like, come on, dude. Just let him have the Jello. Don't get killed over Jello. Kids, don't get killed over Jello.
But give it to Kreese. He's a senior citizen.
Right? I know. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and also
respect your elders. Give them Jello. And then obviously once they show him on the gurney, I was like, okay, he's not dead, obviously. Like, they're going to do something where he's like, ha-ha.
Also, when he was dead, didn't some guard come and check his pulse? How do you fake a pulse?
Rika, you and your logic, all right? Don't you know that plot armor exists?
So when I gave up on the show in between because it just got far too boring and needed to take a break.
Yeah, you did take a break.
Yeah, I just couldn't.
We were chatting for a while about like, hey, I want to do this. I was like, yeah, give me some time to finish it. And I thought you were gonna beat me to the end. It was
really bad. I just couldn't get through it.
It was a chore a little
bit. Yeah. And so my dad, he just continued watching it without me.
Unbelievable. How could you, Dad?
Exactly. And when he was watching it on the TV, I walked in from I was on the bus and I came back home, and I saw the scene where like Kreese is dead, and I was like, oh my god, Kreese is dead. And then I just had lunch and I went back upstairs to finish my homework, and then when I came back downstairs, Kreese is just standing there. Yeah. I was really confused, and I hadn't even gotten to the point where Kreese was dead when I didn't watch that episode yet. So I was so lost. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, I think that's a common theme. Is it sounds like Chosen being dead for you, and Kreese being dead. That was the thing that got you to pique your interest again.
Yeah,
you're sick. You're like, oh, he's dead. Let me watch more.
No, it's because they're characters that you wouldn't expect to die.
Yeah, and you called it. You said it was like very clickbaity. I don't know if you said. I think you said this before we started recording, but though Chosen being left for dead at the end of that scene where it was like, oh my god, I know we talked about it, but like, oh my god, like Chosen's dead, and then Kreese being killed. It was like, oh, they're getting dark. But it all felt like clickbait. Where like you're invested, and you're like, I got to keep watching, and then you find out they're just literally in the next scene, like with a Band-Aid, like and a lollipop in the next scene. Like, nah, it's all good. It's just a flesh wound.
And he's like, that's a lot of flesh that's gone though.
Right, and look, that was a lot of blood in that pool. So, yeah, I don't know. So as we're coming towards the end here a little bit, favorite scene, because there was some good stuff, and then just some fun callbacks and Easter eggs, which I think the series as a whole does a really great job of doing. So what was if you had to pick one scene, what was your favorite scene or scene that just stood out the most that maybe we didn't chat about yet?
My favorite scene that we didn't talk about yet was when Tori joined like Robbie, Miguel, and the Miyagi-Do kids, and like af- to break into Silver's office
Oh yeah.
because she realized that what he was doing was really wrong, and she knew about the cup. And but even what really
Oh
bothered me
yeah.
was when she told Sam about it, and Sam blamed her because she doesn't realize that she's not entitled to that information.
Yeah.
Like, yes, she won the cup, but it took Tori a lot of effort to say that because if someone else were listening in, she could have been killed.
Totally. And I think just her pride too, she's essentially discounting the win by admitting to
Yeah.
the person that you beat, like, hey, like I didn't beat you, and
Yeah.
I think I
And
owe it to you
like
to tell you.
yeah, and someone else like paid the ref and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's you're the one who won. And when Sam takes it poorly, it just doesn't sit right with me because
Yeah.
she like shoves her, and like the you could tell how hurt Tori was when she was like screw you LaRusso, and like
Yeah.
I didn't come all the way here and forfeit my match against you just to get beaten up like this after like coming to you.
I guess, how would you take it if you're Sam? Like, would you just be like to your arch enemy and be like, "Oh, thanks for telling me. We're good."
No, I see. I understand why Sam is mad, but she should have also understood that Tori did come to her. Like she came to her at some point.
And that takes a lot of guts.
It's not like it was like 15 years in the future when it doesn't matter anymore. They all have kids. Like
Great point.
if she tells her at that point, then she's like, it makes no difference. Why are you telling me now? And
Yeah.
then if she got mad, kinda, and like you would have changed my whole life and that kind of thing, then yes, it makes sense. But when they're in the midst of like the turf war, as you
Yeah.
said, and it actually matters who's on what side, it's a good thing that Tori told Sam. Like she should have understood that a little bit, even though she was mad.
I think that's fair. Doing it in 15 years, Tori would be doing it only for herself, so
Yeah.
that she could cleanse herself. But doing it right
Yeah.
now, within the 6 months or so,
She has her reasons.
yeah, it's doing it for Sam almost just as much as doing it for herself and
For
to cleanse
herself.
herself. I love the Stingray stuff. Like, I thought that was
Yeah.
great. I know you talked about listening to songs in the background, like the background scores.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but notice there was a song by famous pro wrestler. It's Fozzy, the song Judas, that was playing as he walked into his
Oh.
place, and he's singing the lyrics, which is like, "What have
Yeah.
I become? Everything I've ever loved, I've pushed them all away."
Yeah.
To the Judas in my mind. I mean, Judas, obviously, that's an allusion to the Bible and the whole like
Yeah.
stabbing someone in the back and betrayal. And I think like it just fits so well. And like I mean, I love the song, like, and I love how they use the song in that scene because it really fit his character, like betrayal, and like, you know, he kind of has that moment of realizing like, you know, I am a loser. Like, what have I become? I'm nothing, and like I've done it the cheap way, and like feeling
Yeah.
really badly about himself. But I thought that scene really set that up well.
I think that Stingray was the most relatable character
Yeah,
because he showed that like all the other characters are like I am morally correct and that kind of thing, and Silver is like I don't care, I want to win. But
okay,
Stingray is like he is human, and he shows that people can be bought over. Like if
yeah.
you have enough reason to, and you're like at rock bottom, you don't have anywhere else to go, and you're offered out one solution, even if it's like a bad one, you take it.
Very human because we all just want to fit in some way.
Yeah.
Right, and like I mean, some people will go to great lengths to do it. And then just final thought that we're kind of chatting about little things that I really like, just some callbacks and Easter eggs. I might be wrong here. Like I legitimately, I don't know about you, but and it's okay if you do. But like whenever we do any kind of episode on any kind of show or movie or whatever, I really try not to look on YouTube and look at like, you know, top 10 Easter eggs that you may have missed and like all of that stuff, because I feel like then it's just regurgitating content, you know, like, and I'm better than that. But I have to, so I don't know if this is verified or not, But the scene in which that crazy drunk scene where they're all fighting and it looked like Johnny's about to, get killed, and then he has that moment where he sees the sonogram picture and, hulks back up to life and kicks butt. He kicks out, I think, or throws a guy through a TV mounted on a wall. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm being an English teacher here, but I thought that was a throwback to the first time we see Johnny Lawrence in season 1, where he's mounting a TV on the wall for like the rich housewife, and he gets into an argument with her.
Oh.
That's this show, right? Like, I did no verifying of it, but when I saw it, I was like, wait, that was the first time we saw Johnny Lawrence, where he was just like this scummy kind of dude.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's like he's grown since then.
First time we saw him, he's grown so much since then. The Challenger being brought back was like a cool little like nod to the first couple of seasons. So I thought there were, there's deeper ones. I know you talked about Kumiko being one.
Oh, the one where they were training and trying to show the committee, the Sekai Taikai committee, their training methods, and they went to like the warehouse and the watermelon thing. That was from the previous seasons.
Yeah, the watermelon, yeah.
And when the Rocky, what was that? The allusion to the Rocky movies.
Yes. Oh my. Anyway, those were so great and like needed lightheartedness during that. Love that.
It was competitive, but it required that like back and forth, like a banter kind of thing.
Yes, and when the guy is like, it fixed our nation or whatever he said, like if you could change, then I could change. We all could change. So good.
And when he was showing them around Miyagi-Do, and like he was just like, back then, the old man in some well or something, like the whole story that he started coming up with.
Yeah, so good. Oh man, Rika, this was so much fun. Listen,
it really was.
Can I commit you to season 6?
Yeah, of course.
All right, awesome. So we'll have you on season 6 then. And until next time, stay safe, stay hungry. See ya.